Hi friends, I have something important for you. If you're having any Python kind of error in your code or bug issues or any kind of error in your Python code, I'll help you fix it through fiverr.com. My link is at the description below. So it is just for $5 and it's under 24 hours. I'll perfectly and quickly fix the error you have in your script, any kind of error you have your script that you know that is so difficult for you to fix. So let's get started right away. Hi friends, in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a calculator with Python Kivy. Now let's run the program. Now if we run it now and we want to add any value, now we want to add 12 plus maybe 3 is going to be 15. And maybe now if you want to multiply a value, any value, maybe by, let's add 15 times 8, it gives us the right answer. And also maybe if we divide it by any number, or maybe we just um add, let's do some stuff here, add, maybe subtract or multiply and divide by a certain number, it gives us the right figure. So that's what we are going to be working on today. So let's get started. Hi, please, if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button, and please do not forget to support me on PayPal. The link is at the description below. So let's get started. So now let's start with our first step. Our first step now is to import the most relevant properties which we are going to write. We are going to write um, from kivy dot app. Okay, from fro from kivy dot app, then import app, then from kivy dot properties, import numeric property as string property. Then the other one is from kivy dot uix dot grid layout, import grid layout, so that's all for the first step now. So our second step right now is to create the classes, and to do that I'm going to come right over here and write class, then main widget. I'm going to call it widget, and we're going to give it grid layout because we want to arrange those those buttons from number 1 to 0, and also the symbols, the numeric symbols in it. So right over here I'll just write pass. So let's create the class for the app. I'm going to write class, then I'll call it my app, then right over here to be app. So here is that what I'm going to do, I'll just say return main widget. Yes. Okay, yeah, I'm supposed to write create a function which is build function. I'm going to write build self, then right over here I'm just going to give space here. So that's all for our second step. So our third step now is to let's we want to work on the kv file. I'm going to write my app first of all, my app, then dot run right over here like this. um okay, why is it showing me error right over here? Okay, I'm going to write give it small letter M so it won't show any error. So let's run it now and see what is it saying right over here. Let's just ignore the error, but now let's move on to the KV file here. But before we move on to the KV file, let's run it now. We already have a blank screen right over here. So let's impute the button in our next step now. So now let's work on our KV file now. Right over here. We are going to create a class, we call it main widget, which is referring to this class here. And under here we are going to give it row 5, and we are going to give it column 4. Then under here, let's add all those buttons and the label on the screen. So we are going to create a label right over here, and under this right over here I'm going to write size underscore hint. It's going to be 20% and 10%. So we are going to create our label, right? We are going to save time. For me to save time, I just want to I'll duplicate the label right over here. I'll come over here, label, but right over here, okay, I'm supposed to put our this thing here. So right over here now, like this. Let's we just need only 3 labels at this end. Let me copy and paste this one to save time fast. I don't want to waste time right over here. So so we have our third label, then our button. We are going to create button is going to be size size underscore hint is going to be 0.2, then 0.1. So first of all, let me shift this right over here by pressing tab. So I need to create how many buttons? Let me see. 1, 2, right over here. And let me add all the buttons, then I'll run it. I'll show you how many buttons I have placed. So now right now we've pasted up to like 17 buttons. Let me run the program and show you. So now look at now right over here now. We've add our labels. We add up to 3 labels. But I'm going to use one of them for our what is going to display for it to display the number. I'm going to use one of these labels. But look at right over here, it's up to 17 buttons. I copy and paste. So let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Then 4 times 4, 16 plus this one 17. So now let's add let's add text to it. I'll say text is going to be um the first one will be what will I call it? Maybe the restart, then this one will be, I'll just copy and paste now like this because I don't have time now. So text, then we'll call this one 1. Let's run it now and see how we are going to be putting them. Yes, it's displaying now 1, 2, 3. Then I'll put a symbol here. Then let's go. Then from here I'll come here and paste. Then right over here I'll call it 2. Then then 3, then this one I'll give it maybe subtraction. So let me run it now and see how far about it. So now you can see now. So now let me to for me not to waste time, let me also you too you should also be adding your number, or let me just add it right over here. Let's just do it together. So I'll call this one 4, then right over here I'm going to call this one 5, 5, then this one will be a plus sign. So 5, 6. Let me write 6, and also I'll add plus sign. Then right over here, I'm going to write um 7 here. Then right over here, 8. Then right over here, I'm going to write 9, and right over here I'm going to write either, let me run it now and see how it looks like now. So I'll follow it in order. So this side will be maybe multiplication. I'll write x as the value. Then here is going to be um decimal point here. So right over here is going to be um this side I'll put it as division. Let's run it and see how it looks like now. No, 0. I'm supposed to put 0 right over here. Let's run it now. You can see our decimal point 0. Then we are going to put the last one, which is division, right over here. I'll come here and put my division sign here, and this one will be is going to be equal to sign. So that's all for, we've already, you look at it now, we've already put all the signs and the numbers. So what we want to do now is to make the calculator work in this our next step. So let's move on to the next step. So now to make it work now, let's come over to the main widget in our class. Right over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write text, create a variable which is text number equal to string property. Then right over here, I'll just come here now. We are going to start working on the function. I'm going to create a function which is df0, so that whenever we press each button, what we want to do now is that if we press any of these buttons that down the screen, if we press any of these buttons down on the screen, they are going to display the number on the screen. So for us to do that, but first of all, before we do that now, we need to put it in between. We have 3 labels here. We have to put we want to connect whatever we want to display on the numbers we want to display on the screen. So for us to do that now, we have to write we'll come over here and write text is going to be root dot text number, that is connecting to this right over here. So for that, we are going to come right over here and say create a function which is 0, 0 whenever we press the 0 button. So what we want to do now, I want to connect the buttons, all these buttons right over here, so that will work. But we want to first create the functions now. So what will happen here is that now if we press the 0 button, what we want to do now is that we want to create a condition, but this condition might not be relevant right now. But I have to let me I'll explain what I want to do. I want to know if self dot text number is equal to invalid operation. What I want to do is that maybe now, for example, now as I'm programming now, as I'm typing the numbers and everything, and I now mix multiplication with addition, write any calculation anyhow. I want it to display invalid operation. But what we want to do is that whenever it displays this invalid operation, I want to check if this invalid display operation has been displayed. So if it has been displayed, then whenever we press the zero button, we are just going to clear the invalid operation of this. By doing this, we are going to write text number is equal to str, then put our this thing right over here. Then we then if there is nothing like that, if there is nothing like that, that is else condition. Then else is just that what we just do is that press the zero button, and also if it is not, if there is no invalid operation written on the screen, we are going to just write self dot text number, then plus equal str, then zero. So we'll just add the zero number in the screen. That's what we are going to do right here. That's what we are trying to do. So let's work for one. Let me copy and paste. I'll copy and paste this, and I'll also paste it right to let me copy it like this. Copy and I'll paste it right over here. df1. Then if also we'll also do the same thing, but we'll change the figure to 1. Then or also if you don't like, if you can mind, you can clear this if statement. I will just bring this self dot number dot text and just bring it here. So let's add for 2 for the function 2. Now let me do this fast from 1 to from 0 to 10, from 0 to 9, sorry. 1 2. So let me do it fast, and also you two should be working on it. So before we move on to the next step. So now we've already reached up to 9, up to 9 function from 0 to 9. So let's add also the what they call it, the addition, the subtraction, the decimal. The first one I'll do is decimal right over here, and I'm going to put my dots here. um right over here is dot. I'm going to put over here decimal. We are going to put our what we are going to put our division right over here. Division, and we are going to put it with this sign. Then also addition, we are going to write addition, we are going to write plus sign here. Then subtraction, 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 then multiplication. location, you are going to write it as asterisk, not as X. Then we are going to put our restart function here. I'll call it restart. And right over here, I'm going to write it as um our restart function. What am I going to write over here? I'll just clear off this one, leave it like this. It should be empty. That means if you press the restart button, it's going to empty the text in the label. So now in our next step now, I want to connect all these KV buttons with the function under our main widget grid layout. So let's move on to the next step. So now in this step now, what we want to do is that now we want to connect all of these right over here. We've connected our label.text, which is root number. Let's just run it. We haven't connected it for us to be displaying those values on the screen. So let's work on it now. Let's work on them now by imputing the by connecting it. To connect it now, we are going to say on pressed. Let me remove this here. I'm going to come here and write on press. I'm going to write root dot dot restart, which is this one here at the ending. The first one is restart root. Then I'll write my restart like this. You write it with your braces, don't forget that. So let me just copy this and paste it under here, and instead of it I'll say root dot one one, since it's one right over here with root. So our next this thing we are going to write 2, then we write two, then right over here I'll come here and write 3, then I'll write three, then I'll come over here and write root, then on the four I'll come over here again to write. Okay, here is subtraction. I'll come over here and write four here to five, then right over here I'm going to write xix6, then right over here I'm going to write our addition here, and here over here I'm going to write our 7, and so on and so forth. You just follow up now. So let me complete all of this now before I show you before we move on to the next step. So now I can believe everything is connected right now. So let's run it now. Showing an error. What's the error right over here? Okay, instead of on press, it's on press. Let me clear this. Is on press. I have that issue. Let me write it now. On press. Where did I let me start here, then here. on press, on press, on press, on press, on press, on press. Also this one too. Just do it now. I'll show you now. Just be patient with me right over here. Um, so let's run it now and see now. I'm sure now, just look now, if we press any figure on the screen now, we look at now, it's showing addition, it's showing multiplication, it's showing division, it's showing this thing. But the last thing we want to do, we want to work on the, whenever we press the equal sign, we want it to give us we want it to give us, whenever we press the equal button, they want it to calculate the answer for us. But before we do that now, I think we need to what's wrong again? Let me run it. We need to give the size of this label. So to do that now, I'll come over here and write font underscore size. Then I'm going to give it some size. I'm going to write self dot height, then over 15, then multiply by 3. Let's run it now and see. It's much more bigger now right now. So now let's move on and work on the final part, which is the equal sign. So the final step is to make this calculator an actual calculator. So how are we going to do that now? To do that now, we haven't had our equal function. We haven't created our equal to function here. Let me do that right now. I'll paste it right over here. Write equal to equal. So now please pay attention right over here. We want to do something very serious right over here. We are going to write try. Then I'm going to write except um syntax error. What that means is that whenever we write anyhow, write our maybe we are trying to add and multiply. We want to add and multiply. Maybe we press plus button, then division button together. Write anything anyhow. That syntax error is to make sure that whenever we try to, instead of the program crashing, it will just show this thing which is called invalid operation right over here. That's what we want to be working on. That's why I put the invalid operation at the beginning. I was trying to explain it to you better. So I'm going to write self dot text number is going to be equal to str. Then we are going to write invalid operation. So here under this condition right over here, under this whatever when let me see, why is this still showing me error here? Let me press my tab right over here and tab here, but I don't still get why it's still showing me error. Okay, let me write. What I'll do right over here is that I'm going to create what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create a variable now. Number, I'm going to write equal to str bracket eval. We are going to, that means evaluate. I'm going to write self dot text number. what we want to do here is that we want to convert all these string formats, whatever all these string format, into an arithmetic kind of operation by using evaluation. So we'll be able to evaluate all the this string property on that label and calculate it arithmetically. So that's what we are trying to do. So number here, I'm going to come over here and this is right over here. Then I write self dot um text number is going to be equal to this answer here. This is the answer. When we evaluate by evaluating this, will give us the answer. So we are going to write str, then number, number, number right over here. So now I think we are already done with the program now of making calculator. So let's run it now and see. So let's add two numbers, 123 plus 6. It says 129. You see it's finally working now. Let's divide 125 divided by 5. It gives us 25.8. Let's press this button now. The only issue now is that we need to work on that this thing. So we need to work on that restart button. So let's work on that. So to work on the restart button now, let me see something right over here. Actually here I don't need this stuff here, it's not relevant. Let's make the script much more purer. So let's run it now and see now. So 45 plus 9 equal to, then we press. Now it's finally working now. So let's maybe add, we use decimal now. We add now with decimal now. Maybe we add, then we subtract by 7.588. Let's get our answer. It gives us 34.12. So I think that's all for this program. So thanks for watching and see you in my next video. That's how to make a calculator, a simple calculator using Python Kivy. So thanks for watching and see you in my next video. Hi, please, if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button, and please do not forget to support me on PayPal. The link is at the description below. So thanks for watching and see you in my next video.